Let's take another look at a composition of two functions here. This one involves a quadratic function, which is going to add to our workload a little bit, okay, in terms of simplifying what we end up with, right? But the process for what we're doing here isn't going to change. So let's talk about creating this composite function to start with, okay? F of g of x. I prefer to look at it this way because this tells me that g of x is the input into f, okay? And g of x is this, okay? So this is g of x. So g of x is going to be the input into f. And for the function f, whatever its input is going to go here. And that's it. So what this ends up looking like is the outer shell of this is the function f. So I have 3. But instead of putting an x here, I'm inputting this expression, which becomes 3x squared minus 3 minus 5. And then when we go to simplify this, all I have to do with this is distribute the 3 into these parentheses. So we get 9x squared minus 9 minus 5, which is equal to 9x minus 14. So here is our composite function f of g of x. That one was fairly painless. The other one, not so much. A little bit of pain here, a little bit of work. All right. So for g of f of x, again, I prefer to write this as such because that's telling me that f of x, this is f of x, is going to become the input into g. Well, so this is going to go here. And whatever goes there goes here and gets squared and multiplied by 3. So this is where the work comes in, okay? So if I look at what g looks like, there's a 3. Then I have the input. Well, the input here is 3x minus 5. That input is squared. So I have to square this. Then I have to subtract 3, okay? And I wish I could tell you that it's as simple as taking this 2 and distributing it into this binomial, but friends, that does not work, okay? You cannot distribute an exponent into a difference, right? And here's why, or a sum, all right? Here's why, okay? What's 3 minus 2 squared? Play along with me just so you understand why this can't happen. 3 minus 2 squared. If we follow the order of operations and we do 3 minus 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, and 1 squared is 1. If you're assuming you can take this and distribute, then this would become 9 minus 4. What's 9 minus 4? 5, right? Which one of these is correct? Right? It's this one. So we know that we can't distribute that squared into the binomial. The best we can do with this, again, unfortunately, is we have to expand this into a product. And this is the expectation that you will do this and simplify what you end up with. So we have to write this all out, and then we have to multiply all of this together. So 2 ways to do this. Multiplication has a snowball effect, okay, which means I can multiply 2 things together and then multiply it times the third, or I can multiply these 2 together and then multiply it times this. I suppose my advice would be to take the 3 and leave it to the end and to FOIL everything you see here, okay? 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times negative 5 is negative 15x. Negative 5 times 3x is negative 15x. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. Then we still have a minus 3 here. Okay, now this whole product gets multiplied by 3. So you can combine these together, or you could distribute and then combine after. Let's do our order of operations and make sure we simplify everything that's inside the parentheses first. So we end up here, okay? And then we'll distribute that 3. So this becomes 27x squared minus 90x plus 75 minus 3 for a grand total of 27x squared minus 90x plus 72. So here is our function g of f of x. I realize this is a little bit of work, but them's the breaks. This is what happens when you're having to follow the order of operations in mathematics. All right. Now, in a problem like this, when they want to know what's f of g of -2, we already know what f of g of x is. So since we already put all the work into doing that, let's just plug -2 into this function for x. Okay. We follow the order. You can type this into a calculator. You can follow the order of operations. -2 squared is 4 times 9 is 36. And 36 minus 14 is 22. G of f of -2. Again, we already did the hard stuff. So G of f of -2. Take the -2, plug it in here. Let's see if Mr. Jackson's mental math skills are any good. -2 squared is 4. 4 times 27 is 108. That sounds about right. Minus 90 times -2, that becomes a positive 180 plus 72. So I believe this is 360 for the value here. Okay.